you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
So, Anusha, will you please introduce yourself and let us know about your family in brief?
Yes, sir. So my name is Anusha Sharma. I'm from Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh. I did my integrated course of law from Gautam Buddha University in 2019. Thereafter, I did my LLM from Rajiv Gandhi National Law University, Patiala, in 2021. My father is a retired judicial officer, and currently he is serving as president in District Consumer Forum, Hathras. And I have two siblings, elder sister and a younger brother.
What they are doing?
So my younger brother is preparing for engineering services. He has completed his engineering last year from Aligarh Muslim University. And my sister, she is homemaker.
Okay. And what about your mother?
So she is no home.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, what made you to do LLM and thereafter what you were doing? Because you completed your LLM in 2021.
Sir, I did my LLM in business law because it is a very dynamic concept, and I just wanted to I just wanted to learn new things because they were not very traditional. They are not very traditional subjects and not very much included in my course of law in 5 years. So that is why, and it was after COVID. So I gave my CLAT PG exam in COVID, and I was free. There were no vacancies, so I just thought that I should pursue this subject because this is very new subject and I was not having very much knowledge of that subject. That is why.
Okay.
And sir, after that, my preparation was discontinued due to some personal reasons, due to some health reasons. I couldn't prepare in 2022 and 2023. I had major surgeries that time. After that, in 2023, I pursued my preparation again, and this is my Delhi's first attempt. Before that, I have given MP and I have written its mains. Last.
Okay.
Yes.
What happened in those interviews?
Sir, no, sir, it was mains. I couldn't clear it.
Okay, means you couldn't.
Yes, sir.
So in business law, what is any further specialization or?
So, business law generally encompasses all the subjects which are related to any business, for example, company law, corporate governance, IPR, and banking laws, insurance law, arbitration. So, if further you need to do a specialization in any particular subject, you can do so. We can also especially get a specialization in IPR, but mine was general business law.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You talked about corporate and banking.
Yes,
So
sir.
can you tell me what is IBC when it came
Sir,
into force?
So it is bankruptcy code. It was not as such part of my that because my dissertation was mostly on banking frauds. So I don't know a lot about IBC. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. And do you know regarding the recovery aids in banking? Because
Sir,
all frauds and recovery matters are, because frauds are also subject to recovery by the bank.
yes, sir.
In many places, many areas where certain frauds are done deliberately, certain frauds are done. So can you first tell me what are the type of frauds normally taking place in banking?
Yes, sir. So, general frauds that are happening in bank is these fraudsters through phishing and identity theft, where the money is taken from the account. So for that, now Supreme Court is handling that. Banks should be made more liable for it, and there was RBI circular of 2017 which talked about limited liability of customers, where if it is only because of the negligence of the bank, so customer will have no liability and full amount will be refunded to him. However, if it is because of contributory negligence on the part of the customer and bank, and if he has reported it within 3 days, then the amount will be refunded to him. However, if he has not reported it within 7 days, then amount will not be refunded total, and it should be decided by the board. And other fraud is, sir, so I can't recall other fraud, but I know that it is IBC is only talking about creditors, operational creditor, and which creditor will get money if the bank company is solvent.
Okay. What is the full form of IBC? You just again mentioned IBC because
So Indian Bankruptcy Code.
hmm, And what recovery other measures the bank is having?
Sir, debt recovery.
Main purpose is to take deposit and give advances.
Yes,
And
sir.
advances also when the money is not refunded back
Yes, sir.
in time, then what bank needs to do?
So, sir, I'm not sure. Maybe, sir, it is considered as non-performing assets if a person has taken loan and he is not giving it back. So, debt recovery tribunal or bad banks will take that bank loan and they will see how to recover that loan.
Mhm. So you don't have idea about the recovery concept.
No, sir, I'm sorry, sir.
Ajay, what about the cyber crimes which are happening in the banking industry also? And
Yes,
how the artificial intelligence is being used by the criminals? Because it is always said that the criminals are more clever than the ordinary persons.
yes, sir.
And they are having much more or better knowledge about the systems, and then they try to commit fraud and do cyber crimes.
So this is the major loophole in cyber crimes because fraudsters are always one step ahead because it is very dynamic. They are using different technologies. So what we can do is to create awareness among customers how to protect their OTPs, how to protect their passwords and not to share it with anyone. And as far as legal provision is concerned, it is governed by Information Technology Act, Section 66, 66A of and Identity Theft 66C. And for criminal provisions under IPC, Section 419, 468 forgery, and 420 cheating by impersonation. So these are the major provisions regarding this. I think there should be a separate legal framework for it, and banks should create more awareness among people how to protect this because there could not be any straitjacket formula that can be applied to protect the fraud.
In your opinion, what banks shall do or financial institutions shall do to, you see, these frauds cannot be made zero, but
Yes.
it can be reduced. So, in
So,
your view, what can be the steps taken by RBI and bankers to cut down these type of frauds?
sir, I believe for this, banks should be more vigilant. However, there is ombudsman scheme where we can report it, but at times it has been seen that banks are not that much interested in refunding the money, and once the money is taken out, they are like, okay, we'll see what we can do. Recently, Supreme Court held that Honorable Supreme Court in judgment, they gave judgment against SBI that they should refund the money and they should be more vigilant. There should be a proper framework and SOPs should be very clear as to how they will deal with such frauds. Sir, I think there should be multiple factor verification, especially in accounts of senior citizens or people who are not that much well aware of, and there should be workshops regarding the same. And
You see,
sir,
we are seeing a lot of advertisements coming. Even Amitabh Bachchan is also giving
yes,
advertisements wherein he is also talking about OTP not to be shared and other things. And but government is also giving a lot of advertisements that if the phone calls coming to you, then you don't. And even so many links are being shared on your mobiles, wherein then the things are coming that don't open the links. But a common man is not aware of much of the complications about all these issues.
yes.
Then it is very difficult to stop the frauds, or is it possible to stop the frauds or cyber crimes?
Sir, I don't believe it is possible to stop the cyber frauds because it is not only happening in India. There are cross-border offenses. A person sitting in any part of the world can commit a fraud, especially cybercrime. So it is not possible to curb the offense, but what we can do is we can prepare ourselves and we can try to prevent such offenses. And for that, it is a mutual understanding of banks and customers both. They should be very well aware of. People should also listen to advertisements given by the RBI, and banks are also telling these things. But sir, I think this is a very new concept and people are not very well aware of. They might get scared. For example, digital arrest, sir, a very outgoing topic is there that they call you and they'll ask you about money, people just get afraid and they'll do whatever they'll ask for. People are themselves draining their money. So it is just fear in their mind. They don't know how to deal with these things.
Right. But for that, already there are so much awareness programs going
Yes,
on
sir.
by way of advertisements and through
Yes, sir.
paper, media, and social media. Everywhere it is coming.
Yes.
And the fact remains that even then the people are getting, even the people who are so-called educated people are also getting
Yes, sir.
trapped into such type of frauds. But it's very easy to blame that the bankers and they shall be more vigilant. How they can be more vigilant? Can you suggest?
Sir, they can be more vigilant if any transaction is taking place. What they can do is they can send emails. However, they are doing so. If any major transaction takes place, bank send mails also. But sir, in such cases, it is not the problem of bank because people are themselves taking out money and giving it to them. So bank can't do anything. That is why if there is contributory negligence, then only banks should be held liable. But if it is the absolute negligence of the customer, so banks can't do anything. They can only create awareness, they can only tell not to do such things. But still, if people are falling for these steps, so I don't think so banks can do anything in this. What can be done is government should take strict actions, a new law should be made for them, and stricter punishments should be given for them. And so I think that could do something.
Any recent judgments on cybercrime or frauds?
Sir, I can't recall the name of the judgment, but Honorable Supreme Court, I think in a last week or a last week, they gave a judgment where SBI was reluctant to pay the money with a customer because of fraud. They just lost all their money, and bank was not interested in giving them the refund. So their Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court held that the bank is liable and they should refund the money to them because it was the contributory negligence. There was negligence on part of the bank as well.
In your hobbies, you mentioned that you are having a hobby of gardening. What type
Yes.
of gardening you are doing, and whether it is kitchen garden you are having in your house or what type of gardening?
Sir, I live in a flat, so there is no much space for gardening. What I have done is I have a balcony, and I have divided into three parts, and one is just for flowers. So seasonal flowers, I just put them. For example, if it is winters, then petunia or whatever flower it is working. Since this balcony is facing the construction site, so coming days there will be no sunlight for the same. So I think whatever suits for the environment, that way I do so. And sir, for gardening, I only have sir curry leaves plant and tulsi. Yes, sir.
If you are having more space, then you will do much more gardening.
Sir, if I was having more space, I would divide it into equal parts. One is for kitchen gardening, one is for flowers, and one is just for scenic beauty. That is plants which can be used for indoors as well.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Saket sir.
Hello, Anusha.
Good afternoon, sir. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon. Anusha, apart from having a bigger garden when you get a judge's house, what are the other reasons that persuade you to become a judge?
Sir, sir, as I have already told, my father was in judicial services. So since childhood, I have seen that environment and I've been living in it. So, sir, I had a keen interest in law from a very small age. So long before I joined law college, I was very interested in law and the judicial system. And sir, I wanted to do something for the society. And by using those skills which I have acquired for a very long time since I have entered
But
my law college.
don't you think your exposure was limited only to the function of a judicial officer?
Yes,
But
sir.
if you're skillful enough, you have good knowledge, why won't you try as an advocate also?
Sir, I have some health concerns. There are some issues with my eye, and that is why I don't think so that advocacy would be that efficient for me. That is why I don't think so I can pursue advocacy as a profession.
Okay, but you trying for UP judiciary as well?
Sir, I gave the last prelims, but I couldn't clear it.
Okay.
in
So if you
20.
were to choose between Delhi Judiciary and UP Judiciary, which one will you choose?
Sir, my aspiration is to become a judge, and I don't think so state would matter a lot for me. If I have been selected as a officer in Delhi, I would continue with it only. I won't give any other exam.
Okay. Anusha, why have they brought these new criminal laws? What is the reason behind it?
Sir, the basic rationale behind was to
Just
remove the
give me
colonization
the
mindset.
point, give me just pointed answers, all right?
Yes, sir. So first was to remove the colonization mindset, and they wanted to bring their own laws. Apart from that, they are very they have involved many digital aspects to it. For example, there were already electronic records and digital records, but now they have incorporated it as an evidence, and how to use mobile phones and videos can be considered as evidence. They have added this, and so third thing I have seen is that they have make it more restrained as it's time restricted. So there are many provisions where they have incorporated time frames as to for the speedy justice.
Okay. Anusha, to your argument that it was colonial in nature, the previous law, if we talk about CRPC initially was 1894, right?
Yes,
Then we
yes,
had our own CRPC in 1973. So
yes,
by any stretch of imagination, we cannot say now that there was a colonial element in 1973 CRPC, correct?
yes, yes,
And
sir.
if we talk about IPC and evidence also, after 1947, if I talk about, there are lot of amendments,
Yes,
lot of amendments, and whatever new has been added or whatever provisions have been tinkered, there was nothing that could not have been done through amendments,
yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
So then that is my logical question now. Why have they done it? What was the need of it? Because once you tinker with the entire law, entire jurisprudence gets affected, right? It takes time to
Yes,
build a jurisprudence.
yes, sir.
So how do
Sir,
you see it?
sir, I'm reading those major judgments, these criminal laws right now. However, I don't find there any major difference in these provisions. But the government argued that this is to remove that colonial mindset. But what you have said is very true that it was not affected by those colonial set rules. Sir, they have so what I can think is it is only for transformative change that new laws are amended and new changes are made to it. However, I also don't find
So
any major difference in it.
that's okay. That's okay. Let's talk about All India Judicial Service.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it's desirable for a country?
So can I take a moment?
Yes, please.
Sir, All India Judicial Services, only issue with All India Judicial Services was regarding language barrier. However, we are having a UPSC and it is also All India exam, and people are getting selected, and South people are also getting appointed here, and everything is fine with them. However, I think as a judicial officer, there is need of more sense of empathy and human kindness, and for to relate with people, one must be very well aware with the situation and circumstances in that particular area. So I think that is the one of the major issues regarding all India judicial services, because to know the actual problem between the people, among the people, and how to deal with it, one must be very well aware with the situation going on. That is why language is one of the exams important factor regarding exams. That language, for example, in Punjab, they are asking for Punjabi because their judgment and their judicial system is working on in that particular language. So for a person from South, it must be a big problem for him to learn Punjabi and to be appointed as a judicial officer in Punjab. So for states where there is no language barrier, for example, Delhi, students from many states apply here because there is no
But
language barrier.
don't you think we should choose efficiency over other logistical issues that can easily be taken care of? Like you yourself said in civil services, a
Yes,
person born in Tamil Nadu has been posted as a collector in Punjab,
yes,
obviously.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
and entire work is let's say done in Punjabi. Then
Yes, sir.
obviously he'll also learn since now it's his cadre, right?
Yes, sir.
And the other thing is, do you think, apart from the fact that there'll be more uniformity in the recruitment, because
Yes,
state-wise it happens across different time, right? So
yes.
apart from this reason, do you think through All India Judicial Service we'll have better judges?
So, sir, yes, sir, it is based on the system, because obviously if it will be on all India level, we'll be having better candidates, we'll be having better aspirants, and maybe opportunities are right now very restricted, because a person from UP is only applying for judicial services in UP, Rajasthan, MP, or Delhi. But obviously, if All India Judicial Services will come, it will give you a broader opportunity. There will be more number of vacancies, and it would eventually help in filling those vacancies that is right now. Because Supreme Court has also raised concerns that there are many vacancies which are not getting filled. So I think yes, sir, All India Judicial Services will help in it.
All right. Anusha, I mean, some time ago there was a judgment on the famous Ram Mandir, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's being said as a classic case of civil law. Have you
Yes,
read
sir.
the judgment, or you like have a fair idea about the judgment?
Sir, it was very long time ago. I can't recall the whole judgment. I have read it in bits, but I can't recall it completely.
Can you tell me the what kind of proceeding it was before Supreme Court?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall it.
I mean, do you remember where
Yes, sir.
originally
Yes, sir. Sir, I know the issue, but sir, I can't.
originally suit was filed where?
Sir, Ayodhya District Court,
District
and
Court.
sir,
Okay. Assuming suit was filed in District Court, then where would the first appeal go?
sir, sir, sorry, sir.
If a suit is filed in District Court, where
Yes,
would the first appeal go
sir.
from District Court?
Sir, it was given by judicial magistrate. So, sir, first appeal would go in session court, and second will go in high court. Second appeal.
Okay. So, all right. And for second appeal, you must be aware about Section 100 of the CPC, right?
Yes, sir.
So, can you give me an instance of substantial question of law?
So, substantial question of law means if there is issue regarding the law, if a judge is confused regarding the law, or if there is any discrepancy in law itself, then the appeal would lie in high court regarding substantial question of law. For example, sir, if there is a issue regarding fundamental public policy, so if there is a question regarding public policy, a session court can't decide what public policy would be. If there is any new issue, if there is already precedent, so obviously they can decide. But if there is issue which has not been discussed till now, and there is no precedent for it, and there is substantial question, it would be referred to high court.
And why is it that in state of Punjab you don't need to frame substantial question of law
Sorry,
in
sir.
second appeal? Any idea?
No, sir.
All right. Anusha, tell me, do you think that arbitration has achieved its purpose, or it has merely added another layer? You have an arbitral award, then you challenge it in 34, then you go appeal under 37, then
Yes.
136 SLP will rise. And I'm not talking about the other interim applications that will keep going on, right?
Yes, yes, sir. So the main purpose of arbitration was to get the dispute settled outside the court, and also courts are reluctant in interfering with arbitral issues, because as you have said that it will just prolong the issue, and later they only come to the court for either setting aside the award or for any patent illegality. And yes, sir, it has created an issue, but I think it is essential for speedy disposal of the issues, and that is why too much power is also given to arbitrator to deal with it. For example, matter is going on Honorable Supreme Court right now if they can modify the award under Section 34 and 37 of Act, because now people are going to court to modify their awards. So that is why power is given to an arbitrator that the award given by them should be final, and however it is sub judice, they have referred it to the bigger bench, but the intent is only to give power to the arbitral tribunal, and people should know that the award given by them is final in nature and it is binding.
All right. Anusha, my last question to you. I will just tell you a statement that was said about Rani Lakshmi Bai when she fought with the Britishers. All right. And the statement was, I mean, that she fought so bravely that it was said that she fought like a man. She fought like a man. So, do you see any problem with this statement?
Yes, sir. So bravery, there is no reason to consider bravery in at par with men only. A woman can also be a brave and she can fought bravely as a woman only. There is no reason to compare bravery with men.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Anusha.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Anusha. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Good. Okay, Anusha, what is your favorite subject? What is your area of interest? I think we did not get the opportunity of discussing the same.
Sir, I like Evidence Act.
You like Indian Evidence Act?
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. So, what do you think has been the recent amendment in the Indian Evidence Act when it has turned to BSA?
Sir, as far as I have read, there are no major changes in Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam. It is more or less same. Major changes that have taken place is that they have merged some sections. For example, section regarding confession to police officer, now they have merged in same section. Also, earlier it was only threat, inducement, promise, but now they have included coercion into it. And sir, also, sir, where it was given as how evidence regarding electronic evidence can be given, they have also merged it into the same section. Sir, I don't think so there are any major changes in Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam.
So, under Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam, we have studied a concept of confession. Yes.
Yes, sir.
What do you understand by a confession?
Sir, confession is a statement given by a person who is admitting to the fact that he has committed an offense.
Okay. And what is the difference between a confession and an admission?
Sir, admission is admission is not regarding the admitting that he has committed an offense, but in confession, he is admitting that he has done a particular act which is considered as an offense. So he's saying that,
What is admission?
sir, admission only means admitting the fact.
Okay.
And
That fact is guilt, it would be confession.
yes, sir. So if it is incriminating, then it would be confession.
Can you tell me a circumstance wherein a confession can be relevant in civil matters? Or is it only applicable to criminal matters?
So I'm not sure, but I think confession doesn't apply to civil cases.
Are you sure? Take a moment, think about it. Can a confession be relevant in civil cases? One way or the other?
Sir, any statement given by a person which is against him, that is admissible. And that is admissible in civil cases also. So I think that would be considered as confession in civil cases.
Okay, okay.
Self-harming statement given by him.
Self-harming statements. Fair enough. Okay. So there is this term called forensic experts investigation or a forensic investigation.
Yes, sir.
Any new development that you see regarding the forensic investigation under BNSS? Are you aware about the same? First, tell me that.
Yes, sir. In during investigation, if the offense has been committed which is punishable more than 7 years, it is mandatory for forensic investigation.
Okay, okay. And let's say a forensic investigation has been conducted.
Yes, sir.
The report has to be provided to whom? Is it to be presented directly before the court? Is it to be presented to the public prosecutor? Or is it to be given to the police? Matlab, will it be a part of your charge sheet or will it be a part of your direct evidence, which is presented before the court?
Sorry, sir, I'm not sure, but I think it should be a part of the report submitted to the magistrate
Are you
by
sure?
police. Sir, I'm not sure.
Okay, you're not sure. Fair enough. Anusha, one more question from my side. You must have heard there is this new offense which has been inducted, that is mob lynching.
Yes, sir.
Is it expressly included in BNS?
Sir, as far as I can, sir, I have not read it completely, but I think it has been added. Chain snatching and mob lynching new offenses are added in BNS.
Is it chain snatching or only snatching?
Sir, snatching. Sir,
You
I'm
read,
not sure.
read it. Read it. Okay.
Yes.
So, while explaining the bank frauds, you mentioned a certain doctrine multiple times. That was the doctrine of contributory negligence.
Yes, sir.
What is the effect of contributory negligence?
Sir, in contributory negligence, since there is negligence on part of the both parties, one cannot be uh, convicted for the same, and since it is because of the both the parties, it would affect the damages, and that is the reason that bank is not wholly responsible in cases where the fraud has been occurred because of the negligence of customer as well. So in that cases, they would not refund the whole money. The board is set for them, and the panel will decide that how much money should be refunded to them. So that is the case of it is a tort. It is a part of tort, and if there is contributory negligence on part of both the parties, then one party cannot be blamed for the whole occurrence.
Is contributory negligence a remedy or is it a tort?
Uh, Sir, I think it is a tort.
It's not a remedy.
Sir, it is a remedy as well, because if a person is claiming negligence, the other can say that it is a contributory negligence, but it is also a part of tort, contributory negligence.
It's a part of your syllabus in DJS, yes.
Yes, sir. In mains, yes.
In mains it was there. What is the pigeonhole theory?
Sir, pigeonhole theory, sir, in pigeonhole theory, it is considered that there are number of heads of torts, and any new act which can be embedded in that these parts, that is, for example, uh, defamation, negligence, and nuisance. These are the major heads of the tort, and if any act can be considered under these, then only it can be considered as tort. Any new other act which falls outside this purview is not considered as a tort.
Okay. So this pigeonhole theory was propounded by whom?
Sir, I'm confused between Winfield and Selman, but I think it was Selman.
Because there are two people only who gave these theories.
It was Selman.
Okay, fair enough. That is it from my side. Thank you so much, Anusha.
Thank you.